Holy shit, and we're back, ladies and gent. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Little Things podcast, and I am your host, Bella. Oh my goodness. Okay, so hi, everybody. If you are new here, I am Bella. I am just going to be talking about the little things in my life. And yeah, if you are not new here and you are returning, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here with me, and I'm so happy that you chose to listen to me for part of your day. Very grateful that you chose to listen to me talk. And the topic of discussion for today is going to be self love and self confidence, and just how building yourself up will only allow you to be the greatest version of yourself. I did rearrange my room, so this is all new, as you can see. I rearranged pretty much my entire room for some weird reason. I just wanted a little bit of change, and this was the way that I could do it. So that's why the setup is a little different than what it used to be. But I also started decorating for fall just a teeny tiny bit because I am a fall girly through and through. So I love hoodies, pumpkin season, all that good stuff. All that sweater weather. I mean, come on, man. But anyways, I'm getting off track here. So, topic of discussion for today is self-love and self-confidence. And I think looking back on kind of how I was as a kid, I was always insecure about how I looked, and I was, kind of talked about it in my last episode about anxiety, but I was always kind of hard on myself as a little girl. I was really I wasn't, happy with how I looked, and I wasn't happy with how my body looked. And it was really hard on me to, look at myself in the mirror and have that confidence within myself and have that inner confidence that I feel like you need going through, like middle school and high school and stuff like that. And I didn't really have much of it. And I had a lot of good friends, and I had a lot of close friends growing up, but they were always smaller than I was, and they were always, different size than I was. And I think that it kind of fucked with my head a little bit, just like I was never going to look like them, and I kind of needed to accept that. And it's hard because a lot of girls go through the same thing because nobody is going to look the exact same way you do. And as a kid, I didn't really understand that. And I didn't understand why my body didn't look the same as all the other girls. But it kind of led to a lot of my anxiety that I have now, and a lot of my insecurities that I still have as a 19-year-old young adult. But I kind of not kind of, I have learned to let a lot of those things go. I used to be very self-conscious. I mean, I still am pretty self-conscious, but I used to be like totally consumed about what other people like thought about me and how they viewed me as a person, regard like how I acted and, how I looked. And I think that was a lot of my anxiety coming out as well. I was kind of just always like, I don't know. I don't know. It was just a lot of my anxiety coming out and being like, oh my God, what are they thinking about me? Like, oh my God, what am I wearing? Is this acceptable to be wearing in this environment? And it kind of, you know, it is an insecurity, but it's also like that little anxious voice in my head telling me all these things. So the combination of the two really didn't mix well. Nonetheless, when it comes to self love, now at the point where I'm at in my life, I have grown tremendously in that aspect of my life. I have become extremely confident in myself, and I am a very outgoing, extroverted person. And I really have learned to not give a fuck about what other people think, because it's just you. You're living life. You're living your life for the very first time, so why the fuck would I give two shits about what somebody else would think about me if I'm doing what I want to do with my life? And that's exactly how everybody else should feel. Because there's no reason to be worried about what other people will think about you or what's acceptable in society and what's not acceptable in society, because we're all here on earth for the very first time. We're all trying to live life to the fullest, and the only way you can do that is to be yourself. And it definitely took a long time for me to learn to love myself for who I am, because I was never super skinny. I was never like the ideal kid in school. I was never part of the popular group. I was never like I was like a part of the weird group. I feel like in like middle school and high school and shit like that. Like I just had a few friends. I wasn't like in a big friend group or anything like that. So I kind of just I don't know. I kind of just learned to be by myself a lot of the time, and you know, it back then it really sucked because I would see like girls on social media like hanging out with each other, and I thought people didn't like me because of how I looked and because of how I acted, and I was just so self-conscious about what other people would think about me. It would cause me to not hang out on like social occasions and shit like that. And I just it's just crazy how much of a difference like my life is now. Like I love meeting new people. I really don't care like what I just live life by giving zero fucks because that is how everybody should live. Obviously I care. Obviously there's time and place for certain things, but I still like to have fun. And you are only going to be at this time in your life where you are at right now. You're only going to be 19 years old at this time in your life. You're only going to be 20, 21, 22. Like whatever age you're at, this is the only time in your life you're going to be at this age, and the only time you're going to feel this way. And you need to embrace it. You need to embrace yourself through and through, embrace the body, because let me tell you, your body is going to change. Your body is going to change over the years because you're constantly changing, you're constantly growing. And as a woman, obviously, we go through changes once a month, as many of you know. But I mean, you just have to love yourself through the changes too, because I talked about this in my last episode. I gained weight, during COVID. I lost the weight because I had to get surgery because I was having stomach issues. And now I'm at like that happy medium where I love myself, I'm healthy, and I'm still going to go through so many more changes, and you just have to keep loving yourself for who you are, because this body that was, I guess, chosen for you is just an outer shell for who you are as a person. And those, your morals, your goals, your character, that is just that's who you are as a person, not anything else on the outside. Yes, we use this shell to show other people who we are, and we put ourselves, sometimes on display to, tell people how we are on the inside. But at the end of the day, you have to get to know somebody to actually know them. You can't just judge a book by its cover, and you can't just judge somebody based on how they're dressed or how they're looking, because you have no idea what type of person they are. And I think that is what I have learned to accept, and that's why I am so outgoing with people, because whenever I meet new people, I don't let what they look like on the outside affect how I'm going to approach them, affect, if I'm going to be friends with them or not. Like that, it shouldn't be a kind of topic in your head to think about, because I don't know who you are, and I won't know who you are until I get to talk to you and until I get to understand how you navigate life yourself on your own. And I think it just really means a lot to, kind of break down those walls with other people and show others how you are as a person so that they can get to know you best. Because at the end of the day, all you have is yourself, baby. So you might as well be you. all the time, 24/7. And when I talk about meeting new people, I think there are a lot of instances where you kind of learn new things through other people. And I don't want to say copying because I mean, I feel like at the age where I'm at, I'm learning who I am. I'm still learning who I am. I talk about in high school, I was super insecure, all this stuff. Those insecurities are still there. I've just embraced a lot of my insecurities because I'm still only 19 fucking years old. Like I don't even know who I am yet. I don't even know who I'm going to be yet. And that's okay. But I tend to learn a lot of things from other people. And I hate to say copying because I hate when people are like, oh my God, you copied me on this. And I have said that before because me and my friend Piper are so similar. And I've said, like, Piper, you're copying me. But she's not. Piper's not copying me. She's just learning to like the same things that I do. And that's totally fine. That's perfectly fine. And, I think that gaining these traits from the people that I surround myself with, it changes you. And the people you surround yourself with change you. And, one of my friends was listening to a new song in the car, on their radio or whatever. And I go home and I play a different song from the same artist and I learn that I love this type of music. That's like a very positive trait that I'm going to continue to carry on through my life and be like, "Holy cow, so and so taught me that I really like this kind of music." And it's showing you something new that you didn't know you would like. And on the other side of things, you could run into new people that, you know, maybe not give you positive traits, they give you negative traits. Like if you're hanging out with other people and they're drinking alcohol and they're smoking, and now you want to drink alcohol and you want to start smoking and now you're addicted. Those kinds of things you need to look out for, and you need to protect yourself and kind of keep your guard up to those things because those aren't positive traits to gain. And there are a lot of negative people out there that might not have the best intentions for you and who you are as a person. And how I was kind of talking about earlier, like meeting new people, getting your guard down, and that's the only way you're going to really find out who somebody truly is because this is just a shell. It's difficult because, like I said, people don't have the greatest intentions, and people may want to hurt you. And that's when, you have to protect yourself. You have to have that confidence in yourself that, trust your intuition and be like, this really isn't the best. This isn't in my best interest. And I talked about this on my boy talk episode, but I have kind of been going through a stage of letting go of somebody, of a recent kind of um, relationship that I was in. And it's really difficult because I did let my guard down completely because it was the first time I ever talked to somebody like that. And because I let my guard down completely and because I let him just totally like get to know me, and we both got to know each other really well, and having to just let go of somebody just like point blank, it's really difficult. I really struggle with letting go, and letting go is a whole nother topic that I'll talk about. But I have to, protect myself, and I have to keep those walls up because I needed to protect my mind and protect my body because at the end of the day I did end up getting really hurt. And it's to the point where it was months ago and I'm still trying to get over it because that's just the kind of person I am. Whenever I get close to somebody, I care so much about them. And it really, once I let my guard down and I let people in, they can really hurt me. And that is something that I'm trying to, learn to maybe keep my walls up a little bit higher with people because, I want to get to know more people and I want to meet new friends and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, all I have is me and the thoughts that go through my head, and I need to protect them with everything I have. And so, going through those experiences, I can obviously know what to look out for next time, and I give my friends these kinds of advice all the time. So, I need to listen to myself. I give my friends the same advice, but I don't listen to them at all. Like, one of my friends, she FaceTimed me today, and she's struggling with choosing what to do, and I don't know how to explain it. This boy might not be like, he might not have the greatest intentions, and I told her, I was like, well, you kind of need to keep your wall up a little bit more because you need to protect who you are as a person, and you need to protect your character. And she's like, Bella, my wall is literally shattered and is in shambles. And I'm like, well, maybe start rebuilding your wall up a little bit. And I know it's a weird analogy, but I use like a brick wall as an example of like kind of your little shield that you have to give for yourself, because everybody wants to make new friends and everybody wants to have that chance to possibly find somebody that they're going to end up loving, or find somebody that they are going to, spend the rest of their life with or whatever. But having I mean, the self-care kind of aspect of it, you just have to protect you. Like, you this shell that you have, it's a shield, but your mind is so much more fragile than what's on the outside. And you need to take care of it, and you need to protect it with everything you have. And a lot of people don't understand that. And it's really difficult because sometimes your heart will get in the way of your mind. And it has happened to me because my heart's like, well, Bella, you love him. And Bella, you can, you know, you can change the way he views certain things, and you can change this, and you can change that. But then my mind is like, this is never going to work, and this is not in your best interest, and this is not who you are as a person. So you need to trust your intuit. You need to trust your mind, because it's just really difficult to decide what to listen to, your mind or your heart. It's really difficult. But that's the best way I could describe it. Like, your body is like a shell, and your mind is like your little fragile diamond. Okay? But I think that I obviously, I haven't been through multiple instances, which I'm grateful for. I'm only 19. I'm going to go through many instances in the future where I have to, let my guard down again, and, let people in and get to know them, because, that's the only way I'm going to find somebody who truly loves me for me. And it's difficult because once you go through many situations with people that do break your heart, and people that do let your guard down and get close with you but don't have the, most greatest intentions for you, it just builds your wall up higher and higher. And the more people that do that to you, the higher your wall gets, and the harder it is for you to trust other people, and the harder it is for you to let other people in. And I say that I'm just really trying for the future to not let my past experiences with, other people, I'm trying not to let that get in the way of me letting my guard down in the future, if that makes sense. Like, because one person did me dirty, I'm not going to assume that everybody else I meet is going to also do me dirty. Like, I'm going to keep pushing forward, and I'm still going to be optimistic that somebody out there is going to treat me right. And I think that goes hand in hand with trust issues, because you trust somebody and then they break your trust, and then you're like, well, fuck, you broke my heart, and now I have a hard time trusting other people. And I feel like so many people in relationships go through that. And it's difficult to navigate your life that way, and kind of, I totally forget what I was talking about, guys. I was talking about letting your guard down with people, and not letting that, not letting a negative instance or experience affect the way you navigate your future relationships with people. Because, something else another one of my friends told me was, He went through multiple, this is going to sound bad, but he went through multiple different relationships and multiple girls. And now he's with my best friend, and he's like, Bella, like, you can't let he pretty much had a bad experience with all the girls in his past, and now he has my best friend, and he's super happy with her. They're happy together, and that's all that matters. And once you find your person, it makes the difference. It makes up for all of that, hurt that you went through in the past, and all of that bad experiences and all of those people doing you dirty and stuff like that. It makes up for it when you find that person that loves you for who you are. And I think that you change so much when you're growing up, and I think now, looking back on high school, I thought that was like, this is my prime changing moment. Like, I'm growing up and I'm going to be the same person after high school as I am for the rest of my life. Like, that's how I thought. But now, looking at me, like, I feel like this is my prime time for growing. I feel like I'm growing so much right now at the point in my life where I'm at. It's like I'm just like snowballing into the best version of myself, and I love it, and I'm embracing it, and I want you all to embrace it too, because I want you all to be the best versions of yourselves, to meet new people. I want you all to be confident in yourself that you will find somebody that loves you for exactly who you are. You will find somebody that takes care of you. And we talk about self-care, and I talk about how it's really important to take care of yourself and take care of your mind, but finding somebody else that is an additional like person who cares about you and will take care of you for the rest of their life, you will just end up supporting each other throughout any obstacle that life throws at you. And I think that is so important. And I see that with my parents too. They go through many challenges. I mean, they have four effing kids. So they go through a lot of challenges in life. But at the end of the day, they support each other. And that's all that matters. And they have loved each other for 20 years now. And well, at least 20 years. They have loved each other through all the changes that they've gone through and through anything that life has thrown at them. And that's what I said before. But, finding who you are as a person, you're never going to be totally complete or whatever, but just making yourself more confident and building yourself up is what is going to make you you, and what is going to make you, you know, just perfect in your own way. And that is all that matters. I look at my sister Olivia, and she has special needs, and she, nobody's normal. Nobody's perfect. Nobody is going to be the same. And I look at her and all of the changes that she's gone through in her life and all of the obstacles she has gone through. And she is the most perfect person I've ever met in my entire life. She is my bestest friend, and I wouldn't change a single thing about her. And she is just the sweetest person on this planet, and you know, I will protect her at all costs, and I just that's the kind of love that I have for her. And I want somebody to, have that same love moving forward in my life down the road. I want whenever a person in my life, comes along and shares that same love that I have for my sister, it'll be perfect. And there are imperfections in everybody's, body, or everybody has their imperfections is what I'm trying to say. And those imperfections, and they just make you who you are. The freckles all over your skin, it makes you who you are. The way your hands look and the way your nails are painted and the color that they're painted, they just express who you are as a person. They just show everybody else who you are. And my sister, she was born with a clubbed foot, and she was born with, her hand being like together, and like she had to get surgery on her hand when she was younger. I don't know like the medical term, but all of these things are just imperfections that make her who she is. And all I'm trying to say is any imperfections or insecurities that you may have, it's just a part of you, and embrace them all. Embrace all the imperfections, because your body is going to continue to change, and your body is just a shell for the amazing human being that you are. So, that's all that matters. Talking about the relationships you have with other people and kind of navigating those relationships, and whether or not should I let my guard down, should I not? That's a whole different aspect, and what I'm leading to is you know letting go of people that might not. I've already talked about this, but it's sometimes really difficult to let go of people who may not have the greatest intentions for you. And sometimes we, meet new people, we let our guard down of them, and we care about them so much. And it could, the relationship could be extremely toxic. It's hard to notice that when you're in it. I think that having people that care about you and love you and know who you are as a person, those are the kinds of people outside looking in will be like this may not be in your best interest, and those are the people that you need to listen to. Those closest people in your life that care for you and who you are, those are the kind of people that you need to listen to. Because I care so much about other people, it's really difficult for me to let go of things, even if it's not in my best interest. I think that I can fix everything in the whole world and just change everything and make everything perfect. But at the end of the day, it doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. And I need to accept that this person isn't for me. And it is in my best interest to let go and move forward. And those decisions are really difficult. And those are the kinds of decisions that take a long time to heal. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but it definitely takes a while for me to let go of stuff like that, because I do care so much, and I will continue to think about you, and I will continue to it just takes a while for me to let go of things, because that's just who I am as a person. Whether it's a friendship or it's a relationship, that's how I am. Finding those people that, can be that outside person looking in and can tell you when you're in a really bad place, or when you're in a really bad relationship, to be like, Bella, maybe take a step back, maybe see what you're doing, and take a moment for yourself to figure out what you are doing. Sometimes those people are the most important people in your life. And, my mama, she gives the best advice, okay? Her intuition on people is insane, okay? If my mama doesn't like you, bye. Okay, maybe that's not what I'm trying to get at. But all I'm saying is find the people in your life that do have good intentions for you, and that will do things that are in your best interest. Those are the kind of people that you need to surround yourself with, because they will only add positive things to your life. And it's really difficult to let go of people that are hurting you. But you got to protect you, and you have to protect your mind and your body, because it is so so important to keep yourself, protected from the bad things that life throws at you. And it may take you a long time to heal, and it may take, time for you to find yourself again, but then you will know what to look out for. And moving forward, you will be able to trust your intuition better, and you will be able to, you know, trust other people coming into your life, and trust that they love you for who you are. And it's going to take time, trust me. Like, whenever the trust issues thing is insane. If you have a bad relationship with somebody and they do you dirty or whatever, now you're like, oh shit, maybe my intuition is not good. Like maybe I can't even trust myself. But you should 100% trust yourself. You can trust yourself and you can trust your intuition, okay? Even if you made a bad decision here and there, all you have is you, and you need to trust what you're thinking and what you're feeling as a person, okay? Even if it takes you a while, you know, rebuild yourself after a harsh relationship or really tough time of, letting go of something, whether you're addicted to something and you have to let go of it because of your health and your well-being, or whether you have to let go of a person because they're doing damage on your character and doing damage on yourself, your body. It's going to take time to build yourself up again. You will be okay and you will come out of it a bigger and better person. Learn so much from this experience and you will gain so much more knowledge and strength from anything you go through, any obstacle you go through, anything like that. It is something that helps that healing process, knowing that I am going to be okay. I am going to be stronger than ever because I have that self-confidence in myself. If you have that self-confidence when you're healing, it makes it a lot easier and it helps you go through that process. The people you surround yourself with, just if they know how to take care of you and they know everything that makes you you, they will only support you, the best version of yourself. So, I wrote notes for this podcast because that's what I'm starting to do now because I just ramble so much. I get off track. I talk about stupid things and I kind of forget what I'm supposed to talk about. And so now I'm trying to remember the list that I made. So, yeah, I touched a lot of little topics about other people and, finding people that will, treat you right and all this kind of stuff. But in order for all of these things to happen, and in order for you to find somebody else who loves you for who you are, you have to love yourself first. That is the first person that you need to love, okay? And I have, looking back on where I was at, with my insecurities and how I looked and everything like that, I literally hated myself. And I was at a really dark point in my life. But now, I could give two craps about what other people think about me. I am building myself up to love me for who I am. I'm accepting that not everybody is going to like you for who you are, and that's okay because there are thousands of other people that will. And so important to just take care of yourself and take care of your mind and body. You know, if you're rotting in bed and you've been laying in bed for like all day, just push yourself. Get up, just go pee and go get a bottle of water or just go take a shower. Like small stuff like that is simply taking care of yourself, okay? I speak from experience because there has been times in my life where I didn't take care of myself and I didn't take care of my body and I was just like, I don't care about it, whatever. But, I want to embrace the body that I am in and embrace the time in my life, where I'm at right now and just spread that love to other people because the type of person I am, whenever I'm spreading love and whenever I'm, talking to strangers and complimenting people, it, it warms my heart. And trying to say is be kind to everybody else too, because everybody else has their insecurities and everybody else could be going through a hard time with their mind and body as well. And so that's why I always, compliment strangers, compliment, a person in the drive through. Like the little things could make their day so much brighter. Really try not to let small things mess up my day or, you know, make me or not like the way that I look. But, I say that I love myself now and I learn to embrace my insecurities. I still have my really hard moments. Like I still have times where I feel really insecure and I don't want to go out and I just want to stay in bed in my very baggy, comfy clothes, like, and I don't want to talk to anybody, and that's okay. And sometimes you need those days. Sometimes you need to just be with yourself and kind of rot in bed all day to just kind of rest. And that's another way of taking care of your body. You might not realize it, but it is taking care of you. Something else that is something that is not okay is, bringing other people down to lift yourself up. I think that is something that is very toxic, and I have done it before in the past, and I have obviously learned from it, and it just makes you feel like a worse person. Whenever somebody is, hating on somebody else or making fun of somebody else, all you're doing is showing your true colors, and you are doing is showing everybody else around you the kind of person you are, and it's not a good look. And it's never okay to, bash on other people and bash on how they look or what they're wearing or how their body looks, because you have no idea what somebody else could be going through. You have no idea what kind of health issues they have. You have no idea what personal or, public issues are going on in their life. You have no fucking clue. So you should be the last person to be judging them on their life. And I have been a very judgmental person in my past, and I am learning to not judge a book by a cover. I said that in the beginning. Don't judge people for how they look, because it's just a shell. It is just a presentation of who they actually are on the inside. The only way you are going to get to know somebody is if you break down that wall and you actually talk to them and you actually get to know who they are as a human being. You're not going to get to know them based on what they look like. So, you shouldn't be seeking for validation either. You shouldn't be seeking for, you know, somebody else to call you pretty or seeking for other people to like how you look. You should be liking the way you look for you. You should be doing all of these things and supporting you for you. You should never be doing it for anybody else. So don't seek for validation. Don't seek for, compliments or anything like that, because, like I said many, many times, all you have is you, babe or dude, okay? Dude or babe, all you have is yourself. And you need to build up upon yourself and only do things that are important to you. Don't do things because it may impress somebody else, or it may have somebody else like you more, because fuck them if they don't like you for who you are, okay? Fuck them. And that leads me to my next point. Do not shorten yourself or make yourself smaller or change yourself completely just to be close with somebody else. I have done that many, many times in middle school. I have tried to change the way I dressed or change the way I looked just so that I would fit in, or just so that I would um, be liked or loved by somebody else. And at the end of the day, it just ends up doing more damage on yourself. And it's hurting you. It's hurting you, who you are as a person. It's hurting your soul, the person inside, okay? And it's it's never okay to just totally not be yourself in those kinds of situations, because it just ends up doing more damage, and it could be hurting the other person because you're just lying to them. You're giving them a fake person that isn't real, and it is somebody that you think that they would like, if that makes sense. So don't ever, shape shift yourself into somebody else just to be close to somebody, because people who are going to love you the most will love you for who you are as a person, whether you gain 10 pounds, whether you lose 20 pounds, whether you dye your hair pink. They will love you for who you are. This body is just a shell, and, don't try and change the way you are for anybody else other than yourself. Because this path of life that we're going on, we only live once. We're only on earth once. And there is no time to waste to try and be somebody else for somebody else. You don't need to grow into somebody else for anybody else. Preach. I think I talked about everything I want to talk about. Guys, I have had really bad mic troubles and really bad filming troubles. I've already filmed this podcast once, and I'm kind of talking about it all over again. I just really hope this is all recorded. But I just want everybody out there listening, I love you all for who you are, and just be your most authentic self, because just be you, okay? Don't give a fuck about what anybody else thinks, because I love you for who you are, and that's all that matters, okay? I love everybody for being their true authentic self, and everybody else will love you for being you as well. So, stay true to you, boo. Oh, that shit rhymed. Stay true to you, boo. Anyways, I gotta go. I gotta get ready for work, but that's my little spiel on self-love, taking care of you. You know, do something today that makes you happy and takes care of you. Do a little face mask, take a little everything shower, light a candle, go get a candle, watch a movie. If you've been running in bed all day, go brush your teeth. Small shit like that. It's taking care of you, baby. Guys, I feel like a frog in my I feel like I have a motherfucking frog in my throat. But anyways, I really hope that you guys all take away something important from today's episode, and I hope you guys maybe take a day or two to reflect some of the relationships that you have and kind of be like, well, do they have good intentions for me, or do they, make a good impact in my life? And if they don't, bye Felicia. Bye Felicia. She gone. Send them fuckers out of your life if they don't care about you for who you are, okay? I love you all so, so much for who you all are. And whether you are getting ready to start your beautiful day, or you are getting ready to go to bed, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and sweet dreams. And I hope you have pretty dreams about who you are and who you want to be as a person and who you want to grow up to be. Even if you're 35 years old, who do you want to be when you grow up? That's what I want to know. But even if you're 60 years old, who do you want to be when you grow up? Because you never know. All right. Goodbye, everybody. I hope this is all recording. If not, I'm going to be angry. I really don't want to go to work.